What's up? What's up? What's up? We're here with something a little bit different today. Y'all, I'm going to be interviewed rather than well, it looks like it don't want to play us on Facebook. What's up with that? Are they being that's better. Yeah, let's make this work, y'all. Facebook, don't be difficult. We got something different going on today. We are here with 24 Eyes from Outcast Owls. And I forget the name of the other thing, but he'll tell us about it when he comes out here. He is gonna turn the tables on Pops. He's gonna ask me questions. This is all unscripted, nothing canned. You know me. I don't play that way. We are gonna have a interview. And I'm looking forward to this. We already got people popping into the chat. We got Sigil. What's up, brother? Mo Biggs. My dude. Mike Jimmy. Yeah, it's good. Everybody's hanging out. Cool. Since y'all here, be sure to share the word, hit that like button, and if ye haven't yet, subscribe. There you go. Gotta love it. Seconded. There we go. We got Mo. What's up, Mo? Pop Culture Adventure. Nita, it's on. We got 100. Yeah, y'all know what that means. The toe of Satan is going to stick his toe into the circle at CromCon. Yeah, y'all find out what the circle is at CromCon. There you go. What's up, Mike? All right. Got caught up with everybody in the chat. I'm going to bring our man out. What's up? 24 Eyes. How you doing, brother?
Good morning. I'm doing great. How are you doing, Pops?
Dude, it's afternoon for me, but yeah, we're always,
Well, it's 11 a.m. I'm on that Washington time, on that Pacific Northwest. My name is 24 Eyes. I do some shows. I do some shows on the OUTCASTOWLS, which is kind of a men's club that does a lifestyle channel where we do everything from fishing to bullshitting, and we do interviews and different cool things. We talk to musicians and all kinds of different people. And then you can catch me on the Earjuice channel, which is a music channel. Used to do parody. Now we're doing more stuff based around the Reason program, which is a production program. We do a lot of interviews with musicians. My co-host, Earjuice, just recently is working with Star Search, with Joe Capitano's project, where he's dropping a track to the album. So we did an episode of that where we worked on a track there. And then you can also just see us on the Earjuice channel, where we do like lore, which is just, talking about weird, strange things that happen on the internet. But we're doing a new segment, and we used to do a collectible show, and we're bringing it back. And on the Owls, we do a lot of interviews. And so we wanted to switch it up and bring some new people in there. And my interest in comics kind of landed me into this corner of the YouTube. And then as I was searching around and trying to find resources for this corner of the YouTube, I found Pops. And Pops is like a major hub for a lot of information, because unfortunately a lot of creators don't have everything put together. So you go to their YouTubes, you can't find other channels. You hear people talk about channels, but if there's no links to them, or if it's spelled some way you don't know how to spell it, you can't find it. And Pops has been the hub the entire time. I found him to be a very interesting man. And so I asked him if I could interview him, and he graciously accepted, and he did me one better and allowed me to do this interview on his channel so that we can, keep the flow for him going. And so I'm pretty excited. And I want to know, Pops, like, where are you from? Where did you start out in life?
I was born in Minneapolis, South Minneapolis. Y'all probably seen a lot of it in the news lately.
Yeah, it's been a cultural hotspot recently.
But, it's like I lived there till I was like 15 or 16, and moved to Arizona because I was done shoveling snow. I was done. I was old enough to drive, and it was like, I'm out.
Done.
And I moved to Phoenix. My uncle lived in Phoenix. I had lived there like for a couple years when I was younger, like in grade school. So I wanted to go back. It was much better.
So you're already acclimatized. You knew you're walking into a desert.
Oh yeah, I loved it. I lived there from like second grade to sixth grade, and then moved back to Minneapolis. My parents couldn't figure it out, man. It was back and forth. And when I was 16, I was like, all right, Phoenix, and I stayed there for 35 years. And through that whole 35 years, I collected a lot of comics. I don't have any of them anymore,
I
but I
feel you.
collected a lot of them. This
Well,
behind me, what you see behind me is like my fourth true collection.
you know what? I feel you there, Pops. I'm essentially on my new collection. Like everything I have is all brand new, and like I'm building it with a lot of CG books now because of that. But yeah, divorce is a motherfucker, and
Oh, you got it that way. Well, I had friends that were taking care of my stuff while I was on one of those enforced vacations.
yeah,
You know what I'm talking
yeah. So you got interested in comics. What was the first comic that like really sparked something for you, or what was like the first thing that you remember with comics that really got you like that's
about. Well,
lit that spark for you to be interested in them?
I can be very specific. I was a mythology nerd before I was a comic nerd. Okay, I had
Hmm.
like a third or fourth grade teacher that turned me on to the Iliad, the Trojan War. I was a little kid. I was reading about Achilles and Hector and all that. Ajax and Agamemnon and Menelaus and the Trojan horse and the fall of
Mm.
Troy and all that stuff just blew me away. That to me was like, wow, what's up with this? I was immersed in mythology. Then one day I was in a supermarket checkout line with mom, and I never paid attention to them spinner racks.
Mm.
That was little kid stuff. I read real stuff. I read
Oh,
mythology, real books, right? You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
I was that kind of kid, right? And then I look over and there's Thor and Hulk on the cover of Defenders 10. Snatch. What the fuck is this?
Oh,
That's
Thor.
Thor. That's Thor. Oh, Mom, will you get this for me? And so it begins.
So
And
did
I have
that
to
story kick in for you, or did that was
oh,
there a
yeah.
follow?
Look, that was the climax of the first real crossover in DC between the Avengers and the Defenders,
Okay.
and you had to get like Defenders 7, 8, 9, 10, and Avengers like 114 through 118 or something, or 120, something like that. Those I have them all. I have them all because that was like my first thing. I had to go spinner rack to different store to
Mm.
spinner rack to get all those back issues that were smashed into the back
Something
of
that
the
you can't
spinner
do
rack.
anymore. That doesn't even
You see what
exist
in
anymore.
order to get the story, I had to go like
Mhm.
weeks, months backwards to get those issues. They didn't have comic book shops with back issues and stuff. That spinner rack was your source. Okay. Now there were drugstores and there were supermarkets and and I went through every one of them until I had that whole story, and it was the story of the evil eye.
So did you get it all in order sequentially, or did you
Well, I
find it
didn't get
like
it
in
in order.
pieces? Oh, you
I had to get it backwards, But eventually I got them all.
did you
You
read
know,
it out of order,
oh
or did
yes,
you? Oh, so
oh
you
yeah.
couldn't wait. You couldn't wait. You had to read it
No, I
as
have
you
to
got
read
it.
it. I have to read everything in order. I can't read like the middle of the book story. That's one of the things people know about me. Like when I'm back in somebody's book, is like, can I get number one?
Yeah, then I
Can I
think
get
that
can I
the
get a
big one.
first print of number one? That's me. Because if you're on book 4, book 5, when I encounter your story arc, I want to know I can go back and get everything up ahead of that.
Yeah, oh, that's a good point. If you are on book 4 or 5 of your story arc, you should be able to. I would hope that you've been so successful that we can at least get a compendium of those first three, in like a
Yes,
one
that's
type book or something.
definitely one of my things. Now we got. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to ignore the chat. We got all kinds of people talking in the chat. Um, Got to go sub to Outcast Owls and Earjuice, yo. I think I got it in the description on the YouTube. I think it's on the description down there. All the links are down there. Mo, if you want to grab them and drop them in the chat for me, I think you're a mod, right? I think I made him a mod. There's all kinds of people out here. Is this the
So,
way?
so comics grabbed you at a certain point in your life, and then you kind of advanced through. Now, I know that you are an interesting man, and I heard you say that you were even on a radio show, but I kind of would like to know, like, what are the interesting things aside from comics that kind of like you started to do from that age, from where we found a comic book store to where maybe we worked the radio station up to where we get a, where we're starting to get around today, where Pops is the premier like comic book promotion man.
See, that's just it. Nothing in my life ever. There's no way, even with all the collections I've had, and everything I've done, that you could have ever told me I'd be doing what I'm doing right now. This was not bucket list stuff. This was not in the cards laid out. COVID basically turned my little, hey, look what I got today. Hey, look what I got today group into a promotion and networking group. Okay, when Emerald City went down, I had a whole bunch of friends that had money in tables and cons last summer, had no idea what they were going to do. I had a whole bunch of friends.
So they had their whole year booked out, and that was their make it or break it.
Yeah. So I started doing CromCon once a month, where I'd bring them all out and at least give them a platform to show everybody whatever they were doing at the time. And of course, it turned out to be, we had some people from the industry, and we had a lot of indie people that came out. And more indie people have continued to be part of what we're doing. Not near as many mainstream people want to touch it anymore, but that's okay. We're doing. I'd rather promote the little guy coming up that's actually trying to write a book that means something, as opposed to promoting people that are pushing the agenda for the big two.
And then I think that's very important. I think it's very important. Like, and that's one of the reasons why I kind of jumped on the scene and why I want to do interviews, and why like I went from thinking that I was just going to do some interview portions. I was going to hook up with you, Pops, and get some connections, maybe do some interviews or whatever, and talk about comics, to being a little bit more serious, because we have been in a very weird cultural situation for a long time in America in the last several years. And as an American veteran who fought overseas for a country, there's like values that I would like to see maintained. And pop culture informs some of those values. Like, it maintains some of the ideas, like the heroism, things like that, are all through like comics. That's one of those things, one of the avenues, and like how our society speaks about things and how we affect and influence other societies. And we're completely different. And I want to maintain those values. And the big two are dying and failing, and they're not even spreading actual American values, because they're not selling books that people want to buy. And so I want to see the books.
Box office, man. They're making their money at the box office, and as long as people go to see the movies, they don't need the comics anymore.
Yeah, and that's a shame, because it's going to kill part of Americana. It's one of the things. It's one of many things that's under attack in America. There's a lot of different things that we've had, that we've allowed technology or different things, times changing, to like tear apart. I appreciate that. To tear apart our society, you know what I mean? And then like comics is just such an easy, good heart. I remember when I used to be able to open up a comic book and not have to worry about any political bias. I could just open it up and be like, oh, this is cool art, and then start from there maybe, or the storyline looks kind of cool or something, or there's something about the title, and then I start flipping through it a little bit. And it used to be that simple, and now everything's overcomplicated. And I don't want to see that. I want to see like the American spirit come through, and I want to see the growth of like 100 people to 1,000. We have 350 million Americans in this country. 100 backers is nothing in the comparison. I want to get it out to the masses. I want to bring the culture back, and I think that's important. I think that's what you're doing. You have created a crazy network on Facebook. It is a huge network.
Let me explain. One of the things that's really worked for me personally is associations to people like Varian and Randy Zimmerman and Lola over at Indie Volt, people who already had a great network. And when I started doing this, and nobody knew me from any, nobody knew who I was, those people encouraged me to keep doing this and keep pushing and keep moving forward and building this. And now I'm proud to say that they're pretty much partners in anything I'm doing. The ladies from Raging just came on as I guess partners in what we're doing. I mean, they're putting their live streams to the madness. We're giving them the ability to be admins in the group and actually bring their show to the madness. And the larger the madness grows, the more exposure we get for everybody. It's like bouncing all the podcasts off each other.
Well, I mean, and it is a new thing. I mean, COVID changed the space for everybody.
Audience, they all have a different audience. If I can get somebody like you, or you to accept this guest, and then he goes to Will's show, and he goes to Drew's show, and he goes to RJ's show, and boom, boom, before you know it, there's like 3 dozen podcasters in the madness.
Yeah.
And if people take the time to look, you can be on a show almost every day through your whole campaign.
Yeah, and that's a powerful thing. It gets you that exposure, and there's crossovers. And the thing is, like, that I think people really need to understand is that there's going to be crossovers you wouldn't even think, because again, my co-host on the Earjuice channel, that channel started out as mostly like a parody thing and did parody music and stuff, and did a couple of shows on it, and now we're transitioning to more serious music on there.
Mike, I seen what you just did. I seen what you just did, Mike. I seen that. Love you, bro.
But that music that my co-host is into is that synthwave, and synthwave is right now kind of a thing. I ran into the Volsto Vlad dude who's done a lot of projects. He's like on 12 different comic book projects with a synthwave track. So there's that whole thing that's going on right now, and there are people in these other communities that would come in and gladly join into all this madness.
Did you catch the final segment of CromCon 13 where we had all the different people out there that had music involved with their campaigns?
Yes, yeah, I did, and it's crazy.
That was so much fun. I love doing that segment, man. That's what I'm talking about. Every CromCon, I try to bring in a different niche, a different, like with one time the people that I'll mess this all up. Dystopian horror group. Okay, they let us broadcast live in their show one week, in their group one weekend, just because I didn't have a third destination for the show. And they were cool enough to let us do the show there. And it's like, that's what I'm talking about. There are a lot of great groups that I share everything out. Okay, I see something that needs to be shown, I'll share it out to 20 or 30 or 40 groups. And a lot of these people are really cool. These admins of these groups are really cool, and they play that. They go ahead and they accept that in their group, and they play it. They let people see it, and that's how we keep bringing people to the madness. Is people that are cool and accept what we're doing.
I think that's important too. I think it's important because you're also gonna bring in people who have different expertise. So like you have the Facebook group, but there's other things like someone might be able to handle the Twitter side, or like I talked to you about, let's getting a Discord going, because some of the shows that I would want to bring some of these people on for interviews, you need Discord. That's because they run on OBS, they're not using StreamYards, so their shows are a little more polished or put together differently and requires different software, and it's a real easy plugin to use. Discord.
Now, see, what I can do, 24, is I can make you an admin in the madness, and then you can play any of that stuff in the group you want.
Oh, we can do that. Oh,
you see what I'm saying? You'd have that power to say, yeah, put this one in, put this one in, put this one in.
Well, we definitely do that. I have a question though. You said you did radio, and I really want to know more about the radio, because I feel like that's what informs. I think that's kind of like what built the Pop Van Sant that we see today. That is this like promotion man.
Well, then I was Pa Bell.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I wasn't the guy. I wasn't the DJ guy. I was the sidekick.
Mm-hmm.
But the DJ guy wasn't a DJ guy either. He was a production manager, and he didn't want to be in the booth. He wanted to be in the production booth making commercials and the spots for the radio station, all that stuff. That was his job.
Yeah.
But they had stuck him with a 4-hour show on Saturday. And Rob Flanick, I love you, bro. Rest in peace, all that. He was such a great dude, man. But he was like, dude, you want to come down on Saturdays and pull music for me and help me run the show? Because I don't want to be in that booth. And I was like, sure, Rob, that sounds like fun. I was like, okay. So I go in, and every Saturday for 4 hours, I'd answer the phone. I'd pull the music. I'd play it. He'd come in the little studio once in a while and say something, but basically it was me having a good time with Rob, We interviewed Foghat. We interviewed Cheryl Crow once. She came to
Oh,
do an
wow.
interview on the other station, right? You know, they got sister
Mhm.
stations in one building. She came to do an interview on the other station. She was in there for about 15 minutes. She came out and they gave her a little tour of the rest of the place. When they opened our studio, she was like, "Oh, this looks like fun." She came in, sat down, hung out with us for 2 hours. You know,
Very
it was
cool.
like, she did 15 minutes on her scheduled interview
Scheduled
on
tour,
the other
yeah.
stage. And then she hung out with the heavy metal guys for 2 hours. It was crazy. She was so cool. You know, we talked about NASCAR. We talked about all kinds of stuff. Um, we interviewed Foghat. I had gotten like a whole bunch of stuff. They gave me autographed CDs. It was the original four members, autographed
Oh,
shirt,
okay.
you know,
Wow.
everything. Yeah. And we got to interview them live. And that was just hilarious. You know, backstage past through their shows, got to meet Zach, got to meet Alice Cooper, Ted Nugent, everybody that was in the rock scene in the late 90s, that was
Mhm.
doing something, came through there at one point or another to drop off a promotional CD. Here, you got to play this A-list stuff. Man, I was not an A-list stuff guy.
Yeah.
And Rob was in the production booth. So if it was something like coming up on the playlist that I didn't like, I'd find something else by that band that was the same length and I would play that instead.
Okay.
Oh man, the
Just
production
sub
manager,
it in.
the station manager would get pissed. He'd call the studio. Hey, Pops, where the hell is Rob at? Oh, Rob's in the production booth, man. He's the on-air light's on. He's making a spot. I can't bug him right now. Well, tell him to start following the playlist. And Rob would just laugh because
Oh,
I wasn't on contract. They didn't pay me. I was just Rob's buddy. Come in and help.
you're just there for the ride.
But I had so much fun, and that's where I learned to be able to come out in front of people like this and not be, I mean, I've met so many people that are like, you know, oh, you want to hear something funny? We got backstage to go see Peter Chris. Well, it's not really backstage. He's at the Roxy. I mean,
Yeah.
he's at the bar. But we got the things on it. All this right, and we grabbed the best table. It's on a raised dais, like 20 feet from the stage, right in front of the stage. There, all the people dancing or walking around in front of you won't get in your way because we're up above them, right? It was the perfect table. We're sitting there, and these four dudes walk in, and they stand right across the railing, right between our table and the stage, like right here in front of
Yeah.
us, right?
Just window blocking you.
And me being me, I'm like, look at my buddy Mark. I'm like, yo, I hope these clowns don't plan on standing there all night because that just ain't gonna fly. And Peter Chris turned around and he goes, no, don't worry about it. We'll be over there. And he points at the stage. And I was like, oh, dude, I'm sorry. But it
Wow.
was him and his band looking at the stage, checking out the setup, right? And I was just like being me. Y'all ain't gonna be standing there.
Yeah, no, yeah, I've been in the rocks. That would be obnoxious. Small venues. You know what's crazy about that? How many venues did you before you actually walked in them think were like bigger or more momentous than you walk into a venue and it's like this small building that's black walls and a tiny stage and like
Oh well, I've been all over. I mean, I've been in little bars. I've been in little blues clubs. I mean, Phoenix has a pretty good live band scene. They got the well back then they had the Mason Jar, they had Rockers, and they had a couple little blues clubs. I can't remember the name of them, but they would book some good people to come play there. You know, and of course, then you got the stadiums and the outdoor, Compton Terrace. I mean, Phoenix has a lot of different venues for playing music for
yeah.
big people, little people. I'm going to say the most fun I had was sitting in the mayor's suite in the mayor of Tempe's seats at the Pink Floyd concert.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he didn't want the tickets, and he gave them to one of his staff people who was a friend of mine, and she gave them to me, and it was like, I'm sure these people were like, "What's this long-haired dude doing in the mayor's seats?"
That is amazing. There's something. Can you believe what people pass up? Like the opportunities that they pass up. That is such a like a once in a lifetime thing to like be able to grab.
Yeah, it was
And
at ASU Stadium. I mean, the mayor's suites at Arizona State University at the big stadium. There's, thousands and thousands of people there. And it's like, Mayor of Tempe, right? Yeah, I'm sitting in his chair.
I really liked the late '90s. I was in high school, and they were running the radio stations were always running these. They called them low dose shows. Like so, all these little clubs around Dayton area, because I'm from Dayton, Ohio, would have like anything from like like 200 or 150 people, 300 or something, right? Some bigger places maybe, but we're just $15 and $20 shows, and I got to see so many bands, and I was just like, that's so wild how many
Yeah, I think
different
the
people I
same
got to see
now.
like 5 feet away from the stage, or a stage that literally was a foot off the ground, and the only barrier was the bodyguard. You know what I mean? It was just the security guys between you and the stage.
Hey, the last show I went to was Rush R40. And I think we paid $180 for a pair of decent seats.
Whew.
Not great seats, decent seats.
Uh,
Concerts ain't the same anymore.
yeah, no, the last crazy tickets that I paid for, and it's because it was a once in a lifetime thing because I became a fan after they broke up, and I'd always wanted to see them together. Was the Misfit show in L.A. and I went to the Forum, and it was like $150 a ticket for nosebleeds. It was incredibly, but it was incredibly amazing. It was everything I ever thought it was going to be, and I was completely happy, and so it was amazingly worth it. But like
So now
nosebleeds.
Sigil just come out and he say he can never figure out the Discord, but if we can get that going, the more the merrier. Now, what I'm going to say to you, 24, is if you want to build the madness platform on Discord, or because I don't know shit about it, dude. I'm not a
Yeah,
techie guy. Okay,
I'm
look,
tracking.
really, I am not a techie guy. All the cute stuff that you see, somebody else did that shit. All of it. Okay.
Well, trust and believe. I'm not the keenest either. I'm a jarhead, so it's not like I'm out here running and
I mean,
gunning.
the
I
videos,
wasn't. I wasn't in. I wasn't in the Air Force like Red Valkyrie.
the
We,
videos, the backgrounds, the overlays, all this stuff. Oh well, I did that, but I mean, most of this stuff, somebody else did this. I didn't. You know, I mean, I don't know nothing about this, but this is my favorite new one.
yeah, and that's the thing is, uh, the collaborative effort is
Oh,
amazing, and people don't even. I mean, I want to get these people outside of this neighborhood because and break into other places because there are places on the internet you don't realize that have very there are channels that have very loyal followings who do weekly shows or 2 times a week who have I would say very like minimum goals on donations or whatever when they do their shows who are killing it. There are people who literally could quit their jobs, if they wanted to.
oh, I know, and see, I never even
And
paid any
it's
attention to that. I
it's
see
the
people get
audience.
super chats, and I'm
Yeah.
like, wow, dude's just sitting there making money, and it's like I never that look. Like I said, none of this ever even occurred to me. Like 6 months ago, 7 months ago, I was building somebody else's YouTube channel. I wasn't even building mine
Yeah.
because
Well,
I was on somebody else's platform at the time. You see what I'm saying? And I
yeah.
was building their YouTube channel. I didn't even have one. I had like 39 subscribers. Okay,
Oh
and
yeah.
it was like this is what I've done like 7, 8 months is trying to build my own channel and my own platform.
And the reason I bring that up is because it's the power of the community. Is that there's a lot of big communities out there from varying sizes, anywhere from like 5,000 to 20. I mean 20 to 30,000, where there's 2,000 people live in the chat. So like there's all these different avenues in these different communities, and they're very gracious and they're into different stuff. And it's like we can just break out of the Comicsgate thing. These are more people that would be supportive, to the community. They're just looking for good material. These are people who you might not have thought about it offhand, but when you think about the material that they consume, the content they consume and stuff, they probably would like a comic book that goes back to being a traditional comic book where the storyline and the art is the main idea of the thing.
I gotta go. I gotta go shut the door. Hold on. I'll be right back. Go ahead. Keep talking.
But yeah, so one of the big things, this is part of a new segment that I'm launching here. So again, I'd like to thank Pops for allowing me to do this interview and host it on his channel. This is going to get rebroadcasted as part of a segment, and it'll be very, very exciting. So this is going to be launching like some new stuff.
There you go. See,
There.
I mean, you, Mike, Nina, you guys put together. Go ahead. You have my.
Well, I'm in the Facebook group. I'm in the Facebook group now. So I won't dox myself on stream, but I'll let Pops maybe let some people know who what my government name is.
Well, you don't even have to do that. You just you have an Outcast. Do you have an Outcast Owls Facebook page?
No.
Make one, and you can join the group with that, and then people know where to find your podcast, which is the whole purpose. This is networking and people. This is another show you guys can be on. You see what I'm saying? Let people know that's what you do. Go ahead and just like make a Facebook page, add it to the group, tell people what you do. Not your personal page. Where you actually do your work, your Earjuice and OUTCASTOWLS.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of exciting things coming with that, and I think there's a lot of exciting projects coming around. One of the things that I think it would be helpful, and this is why I'm trying to launch I'll probably get with some people and we'll start getting this Discord going, is that like there's so many projects going on. I think that probably do it on Facebook too, but in a Discord server, it'd be a little bit easier to track that, where you would have rooms, right, where these projects are all starting. This is all the projects that are in the middle, and these are all the projects that are ending in the next week or so. Jump on them before they're out, or they're going to go in demand, and you're going to lose A, B, and C, perks.
Always love to be on another show. You see what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah.
This is what I am really trying to build. I'm trying to just make it easier for all these creatives to find all the shows they want to be on. I don't look at it like a competition, like a lot of people look at it like a competition. I'm out here on my Monday Madness show, and there are 8 other streams going in the madness at the same time. And I try to run around and share them out too. You see what I'm saying? It's like, it's about making the circle bigger. Now, we did have 10 or 12 people that got really butthurt about a personal choice I made and ran away from the madness. Not because of anything I did to them personally, because of a personal choice that I made. And I don't get that. I would get it if I did something to upset them personally. But, just because I said that I kind of follow a certain ideal that seems to be working right now. Every time I go on the stream, I see people bumping people's projects. I like when people come on my streams and I bump their projects and they get backers. That's the whole purpose of doing this for everybody. I have a good time doing this for everybody. Don't be a dick and I will do it for you.
Right. Right, no, but everybody should want that, and that's what I'm saying. Like, that's we can't depend on Marvel, can't depend on DC, and even to a smaller extent, I don't know. Like, do we know if some of the other smaller independents or bigger, like Boom or anyone else is going to be any different in the long run? We don't know if corporate interest is going to buy them out just as well. I mean, they've already strip mined Marvel, so what's next? Go to some of this next biggest thing and start, grabbing those properties up and doing the same thing to it.
Well, now, come on. You look at some of these little guys that have great IPs. And if any big net, like Netflix or anybody in Hollywood, MGM, Paramount, anybody came at you with a big old check.
Well, and I
Well,
mean, it
most
just
people
depends.
gonna sell out on that IP and take that big old check. I ain't
I,
you. It's a fact.
yeah. Well, I
No, I
mean,
mean,
there is that, but the thing is, like, also where can you direct it, depending on who your spokesman is. You know, I would have to say that the guys behind Berserker are brilliant because they
oh
had the right
God, he's
spokesman.
the man.
They had the right spokesman because he was able to negotiate
Oh,
that into a
you said
Netflix deal that's a movie and an anime series, but but it's sticking to this combat, right? They got this. They made their comic book the way they wanted to make it, and they put it out, and these shows are gonna be in this format. So they broke through the rules.
Boom did. They made a smart move. Okay, they used a crowdfunding platform to promote a book that they had a big name behind. Well, I mean, you know what I mean? When you can
Hmm.
say, "Look, Keanu's in my book," and you take it to
Keanu is
Kickstarter.
my book. Yeah.
You know, I mean, and you take it to Kickstarter or Indiegogo or whatever, you're gonna make a mint, okay? And that's the same if you got any big name to sign on as a character or a simulated character in your book.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna get a bump from that, man.
The thing that I want people to take away that's positive about this is that I have two copies of that book, but I didn't buy them off of the campaign. I bought them off of the word of Keanu. Like he actually said, you can buy it from the campaign, but I kind of was late to it. Or you could just go to the comic book shop, and here's a list of comic book shops that are carrying our product. And I went to a local comic book shop just to see if they had it, and they had like 50 different versions of it. And I picked up, the two that I liked, the 2 or 3 covers that I liked.
Like 50. See, everybody knew they were taking advantage of a marketing, of good marketing. That's all. A lot of people got mad at Boom. They're like, you guys are already a publisher. Why are you going to crowdfunder? Because they want to sell a whole bunch of books and get seen. That's where everybody's looking for books right now.
Because it proves the model. Because it did exactly. Because they sold one copy, sold like millions of dollars of one issue, proved the viability of the property to the point where it negotiated a multi-million-dollar deal for a movie and a anime series. Like these are not
For
small
me, it
investments.
proves that the fans are still there looking for good
Yeah.
books. That's what it shows me. Just every time a Polito or a EBS or any of these guys come out and smack Billy Tucci, they come out and they smack the numbers. That's what we're trying to do is remind people that there are that many comics fans out there looking for something good to read.
No, there are hungry people in so many different things. Comics is one of the many things that is hurting as far as our pop culture. But if you build it, they will come. And that's the thing is like people are building snow castles, and we need to start building. You know what I mean? Like we need to do something a little bit bigger. We need to get outside of the group. It's very cool that so many projects have gotten funded, and it's very much proved the model. And now we've gotten past all the bad times, the times where people didn't fulfill, people's made mistakes. There's a general understanding in the community. I think that most people can talk to other people and figure out how to appropriately at least fulfill their campaign, right? And so we've gotten past all the issues, and we're moving along. We're a couple of years into this, and all these properties are developing, but they need to get outside of the community because it's just it's just everyone's donating to everybody else. But we want these to get to the rest of America. I want to see like 500 backers. Every time a new project comes, it should be an increase in backers. It should be the 150 you had the first time and 50 more at least. Let's get up 20 more. Like let's keep working on it.
Is YouTube taking a crap on us, Mike? They took a crap last night, man. Right in the middle of like everybody's stream last night.
Oh yeah, YouTube is eating it up yesterday. Somebody must have taken a nap. The janitor
Yeah,
fell asleep and kicked over the coffee on the server.
yeah, for sure. It's like he said, less people go to the comic book store now than are looking for books. Well, that was part of COVID too. I mean, some people couldn't go to the comic book store anymore. The comic book store was only doing online or curbside or and not a
Yeah.
lot of the comic book stores really were able to adapt to be successful when they had to shut their doors.
Well, I mean, half
It's
their
hard.
model wasn't just comic books anymore. I mean, to be honest, I mean, how long has comic books really been the model for a store? It's been card games. It's been like Pokemon cards, supplementing keeping the shop open and comic
every
books
time
everywhere.
every time there's a lull in the industry, somebody tries to bring something else in to keep people coming through the door. That's okay, as long as they're still trying to sell comics.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, my store has a huge thing of action figures and pops and stuff like that, but they still got books. Okay, my issue with the comic book stores is more indie books. I want you guys books where I can just go get them off the shelf. I don't want to have to pay to have
Right.
every single book shipped to me. And this is something that's been one of my when I started doing this, it's like, okay, if I'm going to reach at a goal, if I'm going to grab a goal, it's to be able to go to my local comic book store and get all these books that I promote. Okay.
Distribution. Yeah.
There you go. Now there's the guys at Indie Bolt, Variant, Liberty Distribution. They're doing that. They're trying to get everybody's books into as many stores as they can. You know, RJ with the overseas shipping, trying to help everybody get cheaper overseas shipping over there at Critical Blast. These are the people that are trying to help the community and do things that I admire and that I will always promote. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's not just about the books. It's about the whole community and how much everybody's working together to try and get these things done. RJ saw a hole in this heavy duty, high rent shipping for overseas. RJ was like, Hubs, I got an idea. And he started about to tell somebody about it. He's like, no, why would I do that? I'm going to do this myself. Right on, RJ, making it happen. He didn't count on somebody else to make it happen and let them forget about it, drop it down the line. RJ did something about it. Same with Varian. He's been over there building Liberty for a long time. He's got 4 or 5 years behind putting this together so that it would be workable, where retailers aren't going to get like burned on backing a Kickstarter and not getting fulfilled. It's like Varian even has a buyback program where he supplies the books and you put them on your shelf, and if they don't sell, he will buy them back from you and give you something else that might work. Your customers, you see the whole list of stuff that's available. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? It's just like diamond, except it's not freaking diamond.
Yeah, no. Instead of allowing like 500 copies of a book to be sitting in Minnesota, for example, it can be redistributed to Chicago, where more people wanted copies of it.
People might like it. Yeah, I mean, as well as I do that a lot of books are very regional on their sales. A lot of people look at that demographic. Oh, where's my book selling the most at? Oh, in the Southeast.
Yeah, I mean,
in the Northeast. Oh, in the upper Midwest or the Northwest or down in the desert. People look at those stats because obviously people in those areas like that kind of stuff.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, our country's beautiful and it's very large, and people forget about it when they think about they think England, France, blah, blah, blah. Those countries are the size of one of our states, or, what I mean? Like we are 50 individual beautiful countries, united together doing different things. And there's all kinds of different crazy flavors, and you'll hit different places. Yeah. And it's, I think it's very smart to do the redistribution kind of thing, have the distribution buybacks to move product where it is selling. Give that kind of guarantee, but not put yourself out. I mean, smart business moves, and I think more of that kind of stuff is what will bring it more to the frontier. I mean, there's a couple of other things that I would like to see, or I have some concepts on that would be kind of interesting, especially in our modern era. But they're
when ECCC went down, I said to myself, adapt and overcome. Power through it, and just started building what we have today, what the madness is today, what CromCon is today, what the shows that I do and the shows I promote are. It all started one weekend, one conversation with Brian Polito. When Emerald City went down, I was like, "What are you going to do, Brian?"
Well, I think that something that people should notate, though, that this is important, that this became a secondary network and there was a secondary cycling and market, and that when the cons do return, because the cons are going to return, and then there's going to be a boom. The cons scene's going to be a boom because everybody's been gone. You're going to go from famine to feast. But don't forget that the feast is not going to last forever. It's going to calm down. Business is going to normalize at some point, and it could even go off kilter again. We don't even know. It could get another pandemic or something. With the way our luck has been going in the last several years, so it's not a stable thing, and so you should always build on what is the thing that keeps you alive. So when these cons come back and you're exposed to all these people, I'm hoping that they're spreading these groups. I'm hoping that they're spreading word of these other projects and like getting it out to all these hundreds of thousands of fans that are walking through these cons.
Mm-hmm. And keep building that relationship with your fan base online. Just because you went back to the con don't mean you shouldn't keep talking to your fans. When you're sitting at your con table and there ain't nobody in front of you, get up, hit your phone, go live on Facebook in the madness, go walk around and talk to some people and show everybody what's happening and that it's safe or whatever. Be productive. During that time you're sitting at your table doing nothing. Be productive.
Please be a salesman. I'm not saying harass people with where to find you, but Jesus Christ, please sell your product. Like if you're an artist and you have a Fiverr or you have a DeviantArt account or you have some other art commission site and you have availability for commissions and you're on your YouTube and you're just doing a drawing stream, please allow everyone to know that you're available for commissions, because there's maybe someone sitting in the audience, and especially if it's new people that I might be bringing. So maybe some musicians or something will see your artwork and be like, damn, I think I would like a cool comic book style album cover, and you just happen to be available. So like, tell me where to find you. Tell me where your links, you know what I mean? Like, sell yourself, please.
And that's one of the things I tell everybody in the madness too. It's like, drop your campaign. Drop that link to your campaign in the madness, because then I'll take it. I'll post it out to Twitter. I'll post it out on my news feed. I'll post it out in some other groups where I know they will accept that promotion. And, if it doesn't land in the madness, how do I see it?
Yeah.
Drop it in there in the morning and then come back later in the evening and drop it again, because usually the feed moves way too fast for people. They're just not scrolling back that far sometimes. You get 13, 14, 15 people post within a 15-minute period. And somebody just got buried down there.
Yeah.
So come back in the evening and post it again. Some people watch this stuff in the morning. Some people watch this stuff in the evening. I'm getting really good with time zones now too.
Yeah. And this is the thing. Okay, if you are an artist, please. Oh my goodness. If you can, and you need to really figure out on streams, if you're an artist where you can't reveal the work you're doing because it's part of an IP that can't be revealed yet or whatever, like, please find something else to do with that to accompany that, because it's just a blank screen otherwise. And if you are an artist that's drawing something that can be shown, please have two cameras. Let me see your face and you talking, and let me see the artwork that you're working on at the same time.
Yep.
I mean, if my assumption is if you have the computer to run the programs to do the artwork, then you probably have the one to run the OBS to stream, the things.
Yeah, I got all these cute backgrounds and all this stuff, but in the end, it's your content. In the end, it's your content. It's cute to have. It's cute to have little videos and stuff. Because, everybody's got their little clips and stuff that's, part of their channel. It's great. I don't have like all that production skill. Okay. Mm-hmm. I'm like I said, I didn't know anything about. Oh, I'll show you something that you probably would love to see. Do you want to see the very first guest list for CromCon 1?
Yeah, let's check it out.
Okay. I had no idea what I was doing. Mm-hmm. I asked Brian, what's he going to do? He said, I'm just going to ship everything back from Seattle, and I'm going to do an online show next week, and I'm going to sell all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, Brian. But see, Brian has an audience that, he can tell everybody, I'm going to sell everything this weekend. They're going to be there. Brian has the financing to have all of his stuff shipped right back home and make that happen. But all my other friends didn't. Okay. All my other friends were like going, oh my God, what am I going to do? So here's me. I'm going to do CromCon. I'm going to do what Brian did, but I'm going to do it, just little 30-minute slots for all my friends over a weekend. And we started on Friday. Okay. So here's me not knowing anything about anything,
Yeah.
writing down people's names and times, and this is Friday and Saturday, okay? And that's everybody's names and times. And then this is Sunday, which ended with Polito. Okay, he was like the final panel for CromCon 1. But this is how much organizational skill and how much Pops knew about what he was jumping into. I was no con promoter. I was no internet guy. I didn't know nothing about nothing. I turned on a StreamYard and started doing this that weekend.
You're just
Okay.
like, bam.
Yeah, and all these people from my group supported that and came out that first weekend. We had 60 freaking people come out that first weekend. And that blew me away.
That's
Because
a
nobody,
good turn.
all I was a guy with a Facebook group, man. I didn't have a YouTube channel. I didn't have nothing. I was a guy with a Facebook group, had about 500 people in it. That was it.
Well,
And
build it and they
all
will
that
come, Pops.
came out and gave me credibility and helped and encouraged me to keep doing it. And we did it weekend after weekend, and we've made it work better. I mean, it was, there's been ups and downs. There's been times where I've attached my show to other people's platforms and worked harder building what they were doing than what I was trying to do, you know, and now I'm building what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
And that's why I've gone out to Twitter. I've gone out, I started a Twitch channel. I'm trying to network with as many people who have not been exposed to the madness as possible and make this even bigger, man.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited. Like I said, once we can get back into the swing of things, you start seeing some cons. I think that's when you'll start seeing some power because you'll have all these people there, and we'll start getting that interpersonal exposure, getting on those lists and stuff on the email list and things, having some ideas like even having a better idea of being able to launch. It would be really amazing. What I would like to see happening is that there seems to be, with Comicsgate, at least in that particular section of the indie comics community, there's like a halfway building of trying to do things better in a better way, but also kind of like a new comic code kind of developing out of that too, with some gatekeeping kind of stuff going on. And I think that like that's fine. Like I understand quality control, but I think that what I would like to see is more of a baseball system, right? Like a AAA to AA to Major League. So maybe you as a first time creator are not going to just jump on like a top or a known like Comicsgate creators channel right away, but they should be going on shows like yours and other shows and developing things and trying to do better every time, because I think one of the number one downfalls that I see with great products, really great artwork, really great storylines, terrible sales pitch from the person who created it. They come on absolutely with like no personality. You're like, where did the story come from? How did you even write this story? Because it doesn't make sense because I can't get anything out of you.
Don't be afraid to bring a hype person on.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't be afraid to bring if you have an artist or somebody else on your team that has more and like that, bring them on a stream with you. Okay. Anything that is enthusiastic is going to keep people's attention. And if you're not enthusiastic about your product, how can I come out here and go, yeah, buy this, if you're not out here going, yeah, buy this?
Exactly. No, I mean, and it's like, this is about some ninjas and they do this thing. And, I'm really just, this kind of quiet writer or whatever. Like, it's that kind of thing you see. And it's just like, wow. You're like, come on, guy. Like you wrote this cool book about whatever. Like, this actually like badass thing.
Well, see, you can come back with stuff like this. So who drew the ninjas? You know what I mean? It's like myself. I try to bring out the enthusiasm.
Yeah, and I like that.
Look, that's me out on the golf course. That's me, with my grandkids and their school and their art. Oh, I seen you trying to sneak in the background, boy. What are you doing? You want to say hi?
Hi.
Hi to the audience.
The youngest
Hello,
grandchild
sir.
has made the appearance.
I had no shirt on.
Oh, you don't have a shirt on?
Wild man.
How come you're all wet? You just take a bath?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I take a bath like 2 minutes ago.
2 minutes ago? All right, go hang out with your mom, dude.
And I water my hair.
You watered your hair? It'll grow better if you water it. That's the youngest of my grandchildren. And hopefully the last one.
Hopefully. Maybe
I
not.
don't love them, but I don't know if I can go through the diaper stage again. I just don't know.
You ready for the great grandpa stage?
Well, no, I'm good for a few years on that. The girls are 10 and 9, so I still have some buffer from that. You know, I mean, my son didn't make me a grandpa till I was like 48 or something. So he did all right. I know a whole bunch of 40-year-old grandpas. Yeah, his hair is gonna grow after that watering, you bet. And yes, the ninja, you know what I'm talking about. People come out here and you have to pull the enthusiasm out of them like a tooth.
And that's what I would think I want to see it grow, and that's what I think is great about this is that this is one of a few channels that I think are good for development, where there are people who either are more pushy and will just pull it out of you, will just blatantly take it out of you, or people who are able to help you do it better or whatever. But everyone should be looking to sell their project just a little bit better each time that they go in front of somebody. And
it's crazy when you have somebody like, okay, you got Bancroft the other night. He had Irene out there, and they bumped her from 9 to 11 quick. I mean, boom, couple grand quick. And it's like I have her out like the next night. How am I supposed to help her? You already did it all, right? I'm kidding. It's like, but she come out on Monday Madness, and we bumped her up over 12 grand. And I mean, it's not the Bancroft bump, but the Pops effect is starting to make a difference, and I'm happy about that.
Well, not everybody can be the Bancroft bump, but those are good things. And what
you have to stick to it, and you got to grow to that. It doesn't just happen. I don't expect people to come out of my show and they're going to make a bunch of money. I hope they make some money. I really do. I hope they make some, but I can't guarantee anything.
Well, but that's the thing is, I think that's the importance of the reps, and I think that's the importance of of a AAA, of a baseball system, where you have your minor leagues, work your way up through the shows, get yourself polished so that you can go on a Shane Davis, so that you can go on a John Mellon. When they're doing their shows, when they decide on their rare occasions that they're going to do a community spotlight, and they have way more viewers and they're doing a lot more, they're doing the $100,000 campaigns and stuff. They have the audience for that kind of stuff. Then be prepared. Get yourself prepared to be on their shows. To sit next to them. I think.
I hate to keep pulling at Polito, but if you go watch what he does as he prepares for a campaign and during the campaign, and the amount of hours that he puts into production on shows and campaign perks and giveaways and this and that and the other, and he's out there turbocharging, and he's out there doing this and doing that on every campaign. And hey, that's I mean, if you're not that enthusiastic about what you're doing, how are you ever going to get people to be that enthusiastic about reading or appreciating what you're doing if you're not out there really developing a marketing strategy that works for you? Top Billing and Scream Punk. I don't know if you know who they are, but Steph Cannon and Matt Knowles, Tales of Nocturnia, who their campaign just came to an end, and they had a splash vinyl attached to their campaign and some great music. by one of the people involved was the late Corey Steger, and there's actually a
Okay.
cover for um, um, memorial cover to Corey Steger. All kinds of stuff that people are doing that are outside the box. But those two people, Matt and Steph, they'll come out here, get on every show they can. And Matt is like this in your face the whole freaking time, boy.
Level
That's
10,
why,
got that energy. Get that
yeah,
sale.
that's why I call Steph top billing. I was like, dude, get out the picture for a minute. Let Steph talk. That's why I dubbed her top billing, and I call him Scream Punk. And I hashtag those things. I hashtag those things when I talk about them. Top billing and Scream Punk. Those are my people. But that's because they're that enthusiastic. It is so easy to promote their book. I don't have. Come on, just bring Matt on. Let him talk. Sit back. Shut up.
Sit back, chill. Yeah, it is nice. It is nice when you have a good guest and they allow you to, like. Sometimes there are people that make your job real easy when you're on there with them.
Yes, it's just like this. I'm trying to make sure I'm answering your questions, but I'm definitely trying to make sure that I make it easy on you.
Oh, I definitely appreciate it. I think we're doing great. I really appreciate the time. I think that there's a lot of important issues, and I think that we saw eye to eye, and that's why I wanted to come talk to you. That's why I wanted to get this interview in the books and network with you, because you seem to be connected with a lot of people. And like I said, I have some ideas. Some of them may be good, some of them might be bad, but we can see how they work out, see what other people think about them. Sometimes it's just a practicality thing. I might think of something and it might work, or it might not work because some unknown factor that you don't know about when you're thinking of things randomly,
So
right?
you're coming at us from the whole different direction of the OBS and the Discord and all that, which we don't really have any of that working. So to me, that's great. That's just more networking for me. You understand what I'm trying to do, network and promote. Okay. You understand that. You reached out to me and you said, yo, man, how can we make this bigger, make it grow to another platform? I'm like, oh hell yeah, but I ain't the tech guy. I'm telling you right now.
That's fine, but that's what I said. You build it. The biggest thing that people need to understand is if you build it, people will come. If you have a solid product, a solid idea, and you really put effort behind something, people will come into it. They will help you build it. They will make it bigger.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I mean, everybody always told me YouTube's the hardest grind. Okay?
Yeah.
And so that's really what I'm trying to put my work into. Now, the Twitch thing, it was just like, oh, I'm just going to go set up a Twitch. I think I might have 8 or 9 people actually following me over there now. So I broadcast over there. It'll grow. It'll grow by itself over there. I don't have to go there and actually do streams. You know what I mean? I just send my content there. I send my content to Rumble. There's a comic talk with Pops at Rumble. All my content. I put it there in case YouTube strikes me out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's another. The algorithm is a mother, and there is some interesting things going on with that.
Exactly. So I make sure all my content's protected. I download it immediately after my shows. Out of my StreamYard, I download it immediately and upload it to Rumble immediately. So just know for the next half hour after every show, I'm still over here working. Protecting the content and keeping it where people can go see it if they want to.
So another good one is I don't know if you've heard of a product called Restream. You can they allow you to you can drop your videos in there and then you can just set the time, set it and forget it. That's something that I'm gonna be probably
Christy's
using.
been using Restream. I noticed. I see that on her. She's another admin in the madness. Demon bitch. I don't know if you heard of Christy. Yeah,
yes.
Christy.
I love her.
Yeah, man. See, there's so many cool people in the madness, man. And I was kind of amazed that some of these people who are so personal choice got mad at me for making a personal choice. I didn't change the madness. I didn't change anything about anything I'm doing. You know what I mean? I was amazed that these people have been my friend all this time, that have been on my shows, that have been in my cons, and suddenly they're mad at me because I made a personal choice. But every one of them is real personal choice about themselves and their families. You see what I'm saying? The hypocrisy is real.
Let's do as we say, not as we do, sir. That's the new modern attitude that seems to be sweeping the nation. Do as we morally tell you to do, which is whatever
Yeah.
warped thing that we decided is today.
I lived my whole life without any morality police, and I turned out to be pretty good.
Yeah.
I turned out to be a pretty good person here at the end, because here I am out here, donating time and effort every month to try and help you guys get seen. I'm not super chatted. I get a little bit of donations from some really good people that want to see me keep going. People like Jim O'Reilly, people like Mike in the chat. I get small donations. I get help where I need it. I don't go out there like begging.
No, but what I would suggest is perhaps doing your own like Pops Patreon in support of the situation, because there's a lot of things that you could do there that paying for different services, the StreamYards. People don't realize that when you're getting into streaming, that there's like costs that start stacking up. You're like, oh, I have to pay for StreamYards. Oh, I have to pay for better internet. Oh, I have to pay for these additional things that you started doing.
This was the whole thing. It was like there came a point where I separated myself from the platform I was on and wanted my own thing. That involves having to finance my own thing. Okay, well, I suggested in the madness if anybody would be against a $2 booking charge for CromCon. Which isn't just like your 30 minutes of CromCon. People got to remember, I promote the show and the people that are going to be in it all month long.
Yeah.
You get a month worth of promotion for a $2 30-minute spot in CromCon. It's not just like your 30 minutes. A lot of people don't understand that. I promote this thing. The event posts, we share it out. We talk about the people that are going to be in the show. We have them on the Monday Madness during the month previous to the show. We get them seen. We talk about them. It's not like I'm asking for a whole bunch over here, guys. I'm just trying to keep my phone and my StreamYard on, right? So that was my premise for asking. And, it was an honest premise. I just wanted $2 a person. That's like 40 people. That's like $80 that pays for my StreamYard, pays for my phone. That was, bottom line right there. Well, I got so many people that helped me out that I could pay for my StreamYard and my phone a couple months out.
Yeah.
Just by making the suggestion. So the $2 charge went away because I didn't need to, because people started helping me out. But I'm sure when I get to the point of super chats, that I'll get some of the same kind of support that some of these other people do. I just ain't there yet.
I mean, that's the long-term thing. As you build up your YouTube, you can do that. But the other option is for people who have a pretty loyal following that would get super chats, you can always go to OBS. And if you use OBS, you can use Streamlabs. And Streamlabs will give you donations. And guess what? You get a bigger cut out of that money than you do from YouTube.
See, I don't know nothing about none of this stupid shit, man. I just, like I said,
YouTube like takes over half of like it's so ridiculous. They take such a huge chunk out of the donation that it's kind of like you're paying YouTube more than you're paying. It's like when you buy something from Teespring, you know what I mean? Like you buy an app from Teespring, you pay Teespring more than you pay the creator. It's the same kind of thing. And so actually Streamlabs has a much lower percentage and is better for the creators. So I suggest if you can, step your game up to OBS. And 99% of people who are doing the drawing on their computers, they have the computer to do it. They should be. If you're an artist, you definitely should be stepping up to OBS. Unless you have no excuses. You can design your background. You can design the layout. You can hand draw it all. Like that's where, you should be doing that. So like taking advantage of your talents and stuff and showing them off.
Now, does OBS have this same kind of StreamYard layout where you can get 10 people out here at once, or?
It depends. Okay, so it depends on your plugins, but yes. So the way I would do it is with
dinosaur computer. Okay.
For you right now, Pops, it would probably be much easier for you to do what you're doing off of that. But let's say we get the madness growing a little bit bigger, and we get a qualified person to help out, someone that would donate some time to it, then maybe someone else could host it for you, have you call in to your show, have them host it, and do it, run an OBS setup from you, because we're on the internet. And that's the thing. We're on the internet. There's synergy. People can work together. We can do things on different, time frames and stuff. We can work out things where people can come in and they can run, do the things that you don't necessarily have the computer or network resources for. And that's what I want to express to these people. Like, we got to not only work within your community and to get outside of your community, because that's where you're going to find these people. You're going to find somebody who really likes old comic books, who is disillusioned by the current SJW crap that's just being stuffed down everyone's throats, and will appreciate some book that you made that was reminiscent of something that they used to read, and they'll be willing to do something for you. They might have they could be a programmer, they could be a website designer, they could be a musician. There's like 100 different things that they could be, and there's some people that are like massive, like almost like theater level quality movie editors that do it in their spare time for fun.
Okay, like my question about Patreon, I wouldn't want to like do CromCon on Patreon, because then the fans have to pay to see it.
No. Well, the way I would do it is I would do a Pops, I would do a Comic Madness, I would do like a CromCon, like it would be in support of CromCon. So it wouldn't be like you go there to watch the content.
Okay.
It would be a Patreon in support. So I like CromCon, I want to support it. I'm going to throw down $10 a month to make sure that this continues to happen, or $5 a month. And then if you wanted to do some tiers, you could do some things like, if you donate $5, I have a sticker, and you could have probably different people in the community, like, draw different designs. You make different Crom like stickers and stuff like that. And you could jump up different tiers.
I only like have supported a couple people's Patreons because I didn't really know what was up with that either. See, I mean, I tell you, dude, I'm a rookie at all this. Look, I will show you how much of a rookie I am. Okay, let's see. Do I even have the banner here? Probably don't even have the banner in this one. I have to go find the banner. Hold on. But I will show you what kind of a rookie I really am. If I can find the banner. Where is the banner? See, this is how much I really show it, but where is it? There it is. I got that from the Independent Creator Awards.
That's what I'm
Rookie
talking
of the
about.
Year for CromCon, for what I was doing. And it was like, I am a rookie. I'm about as straight up rookie as you can possibly be when it comes to this stuff. The tech part of it, I mean, all these backgrounds, all these overlays. This is the only one I made myself, and I didn't make the graphics on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All this stuff somebody else made. Somebody else in the group. Lee Reese does the this guy up in the corner. Okay.
Yeah.
Manny Soto did this guy. Edwin Badillo did this guy. It's like all different people have pitched in for the whole year and a half. I've been doing this. It's a group effort. I'm just a rookie and don't know enough about.
And
what
so,
you guys do. You know what I mean?
And so Patreon can just be Patreon can just be a support for the material that you do. You don't necessarily have to make any extra material for it, right? You can just set it up like, hey, this is here. You donate this tier, and this is considered a thank you to the show, and it helps, do ABC measures, right? If you want to support, you can. Then, like I said, you can add tiers. You can add either content tiers where you could do some exclusive only like material on there if you wanted to, and or if not, you could just do merch tiers. And so, like I said,
do the unboxings on the Patreon.
Yeah, you could do like specific material on that, or you could just do like I said, you do merch tiers. It could be like every month I'm supporting CromCon, but I also get a sticker, or every month I have a T-shirt. You know what I mean? Like here's a $35 level. I get a T-shirt, and money goes. Rest of the money goes into making the madness work happen. You could also do an OnlyFans. That is another platform that's built for that, but it's the same thing. Comicsgate moves to OnlyFans. I think that would be great.
Wow.
Synergy.
Look, Mike, it's people like you that come out every month that keep me, enthused about doing it, bro. That's the other thing. A lot of people don't understand. I'm not a creator, okay? I'm just a fan. And every time I see something cool, I want to tell people about it. Because I got a big mouth, right?
Yep.
I mean, I want to tell people, hey, check this out. I do the same thing about golf. I'm the same way about playing golf. I tell everybody, look, I'm playing golf today. Look what kind of golf ball I'm using. Look at my golf clubs. Look at my, it's the same freaking thing. It's something I love. I'm passionate about it. I'm going to tell people about it. There you go. We might get struck for that. You know that? It could happen. I'm gonna be out here later going, "Oh my God, what happened? Cancel."
You know, I'm actually surprised that some of the certain creators, some of the some of our boob drawing creators, don't have their own OnlyFans just for that
Might as
artwork.
well. Yeah, Dan, come on, man. Boop Dan's OnlyFans. I can. Come on, man. Boop
So
Dan's
so
OnlyFans. Come on, man. That's like I already gave you your punchline and everything.
and there were well, I mean, I tried to give him one the other day. He was talking about going to a brewery or something. I was like, "What about a boob brew?" Like, come on, man, you need a boob brew. You're out there, boob
A
dance, boob
broob.
brew,
A broob.
a brew.
So this right here, for anybody that wants to know, is the very first appearance of Pops in a comic book. That's me back there over the fence checking out the hottie. That's me. That's the crew number 1. They're about to do the crew number 3. That's Todd War Dog Wargula. Doghouse Comics. Good stuff. Good stuff. Indies, baby.
That is definitely going to be something that's going to be very interesting for your grandkids to see, like how many Pops appearances there are in various indie books, like that are
There's
by
a
the end
few
of it all.
already. There's a few already. I'm not gonna lie. There's a few already.
You're going to become the CG Stanley. Have to
No,
have a
I don't.
cameo.
It's not so much like that. I just want to be known as the guy who's out here having fun and trying to get everybody seen. It's not that I want everybody to think that my word is some kind of gospel or law.
Oh no, I was just talking.
I mean, because there's a lot of people that worship Stan, dude. I don't want to be that.
No, I was just saying, like with the pop with his appearances and everything. You know, how he always made a cameo in
Oh,
every Marvel
don't make
movie.
me come down there. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd love to be in some. The cameo. I've been written in as a character. I've got a cameo. To me, it's all fun. I don't care if it's in the background, or something. Anybody that wants to include me in their art just makes me feel, it's cool. I love it. I love you guys for doing that for me. But it's really, I just want to be known, like I said, as the guy that came to try and help people out during a time when people needed to be helped out. Because that's really what this was about. COVID fucked everything up, and I said, okay, well, I'm going to try to help out the people I know. Now I help out a whole bunch more people that I didn't know back then, and that's just awesome. It keeps growing. I'm totally, enthused to come out here and sit in this chair Friday night, all day Saturday, all day Sunday, and then again Monday night for the people who didn't get a spot in CromCon that hit me up later going, hey man, I missed sign up. Can I get? No, but I'll get you Monday night the day after. So we have a pre-con show. We have a post-con show, and we
The
have
wrap
2
up.
days of 12 hours. I mean, it's a lot of work.
That's amazing. Yeah, no, it's a great thing. I really appreciate you coming and talking to me. I think that we talked about a lot of stuff, and I think for my purposes that we can wrap up this part of the interview. But if you want to continue to talk about some other things, it'd be great. But I really appreciate it, like telling me about all the different things where you came from. We got a little bit of Pops lore. Maybe we get some more lore out of him in the future.
I don't know how much more lore there really is. I mean, it's not like it's been an exciting story. I've been having a lot of fun the last year and a half, no doubt.
Pops is like being my. He's like, oh, I talked to Cheryl Crow, but I have nothing to tell you about.
Check it out. I come out. I come out here. Like I said in the beginning, I didn't know what I was doing. Okay, I could kill a stream by trying to share something. I mean, knock myself completely out of my own StreamYard. I had no idea what I was doing, but I was dedicated to trying to get better at it and better at it and better at it. It's not like radio where you got 2 tech guys handling everything for you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like, where you got a cameraman and a boom guy and you got, a director and all that. It's like you're out
No.
here and you're bare.
It's all this all the time. And then you're getting messages while you're on screen. People are like asking you questions while you're trying to ask questions and answer questions.
And a lot of times they don't even know I'm online at the time. They'll just be like sending me a message, you know. I'll be like, yeah, I'll talk to you in a few minutes. I'm live right now. Oh, what's the link? Oh, okay. You should know the link, y'all. Comic Talking Pops Fans in on YouTube. Yeah, and we did get raising over the 100 mark today, so they will get their vanity URL for their channel.
Oh, there we go.
I was dedicated to make that happen, you know. What can I say, man? If I see something that I feel is worthy, like their shows are hilarious. It's comic content. It's fun, you know, funny challenges, all kinds of stupid stuff they do over there. It's a great show to watch. It's entertaining, and as long as we keep these shows entertaining, people keep watching.
Yeah,
You know?
definitely. No, yeah, I've seen a couple of streams where I'm kind of like questioning, like, okay, what is the premise of what you're trying to do? I mean, there's people I think need to think about their strengths and stuff. And so, like, if you're a writer and you're trying to do a channel for like a comic book company that you're developing or whatever, and you're predominantly a writer, then you probably should do some more talking based stuff and have some subject material like pre-planned to do that. And then if you're someone who draws, I really like. I know it's hard sometimes because of the level of projects and people have multiple jobs and stuff. But like when you're doing a stream, if you're an artist, some kind of artwork needs to be seen somewhere. Like, you know, like it's really hard for you just to do unless you're doing interviews maybe with other artists or you talk about some technical aspects or some different things that would bring some different to it. But it's like it's really hard for your channels to grow outside of on a drawing stream where half of the screen is PFPs and no drawing being seen.
Right. And the other thing I was going to say is like one of the reasons I do this is so that you guys can concentrate on your art, and the promotional part of your game is handled as much as I can for the reach I have. As it grows, it gets better. But I do this for you guys, so you don't have to have a show with where your fans are just watching your show. They come out here, they see everybody's show. They see all the different people in the madness. There's plenty of shows already by people that aren't creatives whose sole purpose is to get you seen, that have huge audiences. Go on their shows. Okay, that's what I'm saying. You know, go on the shows that exist for that purpose. Quit eating into your own creative time.
Yeah.
Trying to build a YouTube audience. You know, I mean, don't cut into your creative. Let us build your YouTube audience by being part of the madness. You know, I mean, we're trying to build that whole thing for everybody already. You know, there's so many great podcasters, and they're not creators. Their whole gig is to get you exposure. That's their whole game. That's why they got 5,000 subscribers. People come to them because they know they're going to show you the good stuff. Eventually, I'm going to be one of them guys.
Building it brick by brick.
What's up, Rick? What's up, Rick? He said, hold up. You got kicked out of your own stream? No, I've done it to myself, man, because I had no idea what I was doing.
I've seen that happen.
Hit the wrong button and I'd be gone.
You hit the wrong button, you're off the stream. The stream is just going and you're off.
I got my co-host. You know how I got my co-host? He was out as a guest in CromCon. And he was really good at sharing screens and stuff. And I was like, hey, yo, you want to hang out and share everybody's screens while I talk to him? And that's how he ended up being my co-host. Because he knew how to do that stuff. I didn't. You know, I mean, I didn't have no backgrounds. I didn't have nothing back in the day, man. I had nothing. No banners. I didn't know how to do none of that crap. You know, now it looks semi-professional. But it's only semi.
But I was like, we figured out some Google, and we got some people who draw, so we figured out a few things around here.
Yeah. Sorry for cursing. Where? I didn't even notice. What? Huh? Damn you for cursing. I don't care, man. See, that's the other thing. When I do get the monetization, I'm probably gonna have to clean up a little bit. Probably gonna have to like private a few of my previous videos.
I mean, it really, it kind of depends because, certain communities it kind of depends on how far you get out and stuff, and then what you're doing and things. You'd be surprised. There are communities of like 100,000 people that are very insular to that 100,000 people, and they get away with murder inside of that little community.
Yes, Phil Leon is a lifesaver for Pops. He's also a creative, a colorist, an editor, all kinds of stuff in the industry. Like I said, he was on as a guest.
Yeah.
It was like, yo, man, you want to help me out with this? And then he became my co-host for CromCon, and he's just like, I mean, it's funny because he's basically like, if I'm a little bit to the right, he's a little bit to the left.
Yeah,
Like,
so a little bit of a balance.
Neither one of us are extreme, but it's like we're still here in the middle, but we're in the middle close enough where we can actually bounce our ideals off each other without getting mad at each other. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like we can actually have a conversation. So he's the great co-host for what I do because I do lean right and he does lean left.
That's a good compliment. That's weird.
And he works with people in CG and everything, and he works with regular people. He works, with everybody who's everybody. Everybody needs to get over the whole label thing, okay? It's an ideal, y'all.
It's got to go. It's got to go because it's only hurting.
There's no secret handshake. There's no hierarchy. There's people who have been around longer and are better known.
Yeah.
That's all. There's no set of rules of how you have to act. The whole point is being who you are, making the good books and promoting the good books and being good to the fans. And if you're that, whether you want to take the hashtag or not, you're kind of one of them.
Well, I think the only gate that exists is the gate that's always exists, which is doing proper business. Like don't overpromise and underdeliver. Don't come out here without knowing so. And at this point, like I can see people made mistakes in the beginning because it was a new thing. People had to figure it out. But we're like 3 years into the game now. There's enough people with established campaigns, and there's no reason that nobody shouldn't. Like you should take a big bite of humble pie and go talk to somebody who has a successful campaign. Especially if they have multiple successful campaigns, because they might know a little bit about what they're doing, and they very least know how much it's going to cost and how to fulfill things. And that's probably one of the biggest things you need to know when you're taking on one of these projects is how much money do I need to fulfill? How many books do I,
And
what does that look like?
A little something else for everybody who's watching that's a creator that does campaigns. Bolt 10 is your Gemini discount code where you can get Geminis for mailing out your stuff. Bolt 10 people, go get you a little discount on them Geminis. Compliments of the people in Indie Bolt. And, that's how we do things. We're trying to help everybody, man. Come on.
Promo codes, yeah. And that's that would be something else too. I mean, that's something else that can be built here. Comic book shops and stuff. I think that not just worrying about creators and things and getting in front of audiences, but comic book owners. Like comic book shop owners. There's some people that are still sticking to it, and there's some people that are still trying to do their best to sell some form of comics. I mean, what I've seen mostly at this point is very few new books on the shelves and tons and tons of boxes of everything old, and a few rows of old American style graphic novels, but then just
I'm preferring going through
miles
the
of manga
boxes right now.
Well, I mean, if you want something new, then you have to buy manga, because it's pretty much the majority of almost all the new stuff that's going to be on the shelf in a comic book shop at this point. And used, and you can buy used, because that's the new thing I've seen in comic book shops now. Not used graphic novels, but used manga graphic novels. I'm like, what?
So yeah, man, we pretty much covered everything. I do want to say you are more than welcome to network with Mike and build us, some kind of a Discord presence for the madness. I mean, you know, I'm 100% down, and I'll promote the hell out of it. I just don't know shit about building it.
Yeah. Well, I can help you out with that. We can get it something going. You know what I mean? I think with this crew, it doesn't require that much moderation. This isn't. I'm in some circles and groups that require a lot more moderation. This should be pretty simple and fairly used. I mean, it's going to be mostly a safer work kind of server because it's comic books, with the exception of few properties out there might not be too safe for work. But
well, I've been pretty good about that. Like in the cons too. It's like if you have an adults only book, I'd rather you came out later in the evening.
you're right.
You know, after kids go to bed, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like I do try to keep some in mind some of this where it comes from a promotion point of view, but at the same time, I'm not telling anybody they can't promote what they got going on. You know,
Yeah.
This is the whole thing. As long as you're cool to me, you get to come out in the madness and promote your shit. And if you're real cool to me, I'm probably going to help you a whole bunch.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's real bottom line stuff. There's no one of the things like people in the beginning, you know, it's like I thought, you know, somewhere down the line there might be a value to what I'm doing. And somewhere down the line, some people might throw a little something my way for doing that. And the first thing I got from a very, you know, loud person was, nobody's ever going to pay you for what you do, Pops.
I beg to differ. I think we can make some Pops merchandise, some T-shirts that would sell.
The whole thing was, I was like, well, thanks for the encouragement, bro. You know, because every time somebody told me I can't do nothing, can't do something, I've come through and done it.
Yeah.
Time. You know, it's like I love people to challenge me in that way. So, you know,
Give me a reason.
I had 39 subscribers on YouTube. You know, we're talking about less than a year ago. You know, at the time he told me that there was nobody was going to pay me for what I do. Nobody cared about what I was doing. Blah, 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 blah. You know, that didn't stop me. That fueled my fire. You know, now when I went CG, that same person had a fit. When I said I wanted to charge $2 for a booking fee for CromCon, that same person had a fit. That guy spends more time talking about what I'm doing than his own damn book.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I would say, okay, so here's something definitely to end the show on a note with is here's something that I want. Here's a very caution tale because I've learned this from some of my own interactions. The drama's not worth it. If you're spending more time selling drama than your product, the audience that you have, which may come quickly and it may be bigger than the 12 people you're used to, like you see in other chats or whatever, it will only be there as long as drama exists. And as soon as you stop doing drama, it's going to go away. And just because you have those 50 people in your chat doesn't mean that those 50 people want to back your project. They want to back your drama. They want to see you throw a fit. They want to see you talk shit. And that's all they care about. And that is a lose-lose situation. You will never get bigger than that audience, and you will only limit yourself to it. And most of those people are not going to actually back you because they're just there for the drama, just to see the train wreck.
It was just like, you know, I went right back to leave him do behind, but it's like he pops out the woodwork every time I do something and has something to say about it.
Yeah. Yeah, and it serves you. Yeah, you should be working on your own project.
Nemesis. Actually, I have two, but he's the one. Okay, that one nemesis that is going to go out of his way to make sure that what I'm doing won't succeed when all he's doing is hurting everybody I promote.
Yeah, that or just himself, because eventually, I mean, it's going to get to a point where he's not going to. His words will have no meaning or effect outside of his little zone, but your influence will have more, and then he'll only be hurting himself. He'll only be discontinuing, you know, his ability to grow.
If I allow him to influence me and chase me away, then all he's done is hurt all of you guys.
Oh yeah.
He just gave me more time for my grandkids, more time to play golf. He didn't hurt me in any freaking way.
Yeah.
He took away some of my fun. Oh well, I got other fun. I've had to change funds all my life.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, I used to like bowling. I blew out my wrist. I can't bowl anymore. Oh well, I started trying to do something else. Shot pool, became county champion in 9-ball with my son. Our 9-ball team, county champions, was one game away from going to the World Finals in Vegas. One game.
Wow.
That's how close we got. Okay, and we were just like having
There's
fun.
that Pops Van Sant lore. I would encourage everyone that comes on the show to try to pull at least one story out of this man every time you're on, because he's just hiding all of them.
Well, it's hilarious because my son's a real good pool player, and he had pool team. But when I come up here, it's like, okay, I never played pool except for fun in my life. I never practiced pool. I was never, But when I joined the team, it became something I wanted to be good at because my son's team was good, and I didn't want to be weakling.
Yeah.
I'm competitive. I don't want to be weakling. So, we put together, I practiced. We were putting in hours on the table every day. I got good at it, and that's all I ever try to do with anything. That I want to be successful. I want you guys to all be successful. Look, if you go look at the madness, the about, the mission statement, whatever you call it, the first sentence is, I want you all to be successful. It's not, I want you guys in Comicsgate to be successful. It's not, I want you guys that aren't in Comicsgate to be successful. I want you all to be successful. There's no fucking lines here. Those were created by evil, mean, shitty people, man. The lines were created by evil people.
It's like that Cranberry song that's inside your head. The war is inside your head. Stop fighting a fake war. Create comic books, get them out to the masses. Because, again, you're fighting in groups of what is a couple hundred people right now, and there's 350 million people in America, Like,
oh, if I'd have lived in Florida, I'd have probably done that. I was in Arizona going after rattling snakes and stuff.
Rattling snakes, maybe some armadillos, perhaps.
Well, we had the rattlesnakes and the Gila monsters and coyotes, lots of coyotes, But see, I loved Arizona because Arizona, you could be down there in the desert, Phoenix. You could drive 2 hours away and be in a pine forest in the snow. Arizona has everything except beachfront property. California, you can fall off anytime. No. It does. It has everything except beachfront property. It has your forest, it has the petrified forest, the meteor crater. Oh, geez, there's so many painted forests. There's so many cool places in Arizona to go check out, and it's like it has everything. I loved it there. It just got too hot for me.
Yeah, it happens.
And my son started having grandkids, and I wanted to be up here where the grandkids were at. I didn't want to be 2,000 miles away from watching them grow up.
Yeah.
So here I am in Michigan.
Here we are, Michigan.
For the first time in my life, I live in a state where it's recreationally legal to smoke weed.
Yeah, it's a good time, isn't it? Did you ever think that would happen? Like, I came from a different, like, way young. I'm way younger, and so I came from a way different perspective. But even as a kid, when I was in high school, I never thought that we would daydream. We were like, bullshit. Could you imagine if there was a store where you could go buy weed, man? And then, like, it actually became a thing.
All my life. Okay, I've been in prison twice for weed. I don't count jail. I went to prison twice. I've been an advocate for putting weed in the hands of the people I care about that wanted it all my life. Okay, I finally live in a state where I'm allowed to do it, and I don't do it anymore. Now I still smoke it, but I don't sell it anymore. When I lived in a state where it was illegal and people couldn't go to the store and get it, I would go to California and get some and bring it back from my friend. I went to prison for that shit. Now I live in a state where everybody can go to the store and get it. I don't have to do that no more, right?
Yeah.
I was an advocate for marijuana. And, twice I went to prison for being that guy. I kind of think that the government owes me about 6 years, but at the same time, fuck it. I'm trying to have a good time now.
Yeah, right.
There aren't too many people that go to prison and they come out and they're still okay. Most people come out pretty jaded, pretty pissed off, pretty, anti all, establishment and everything. Yeah, I got my opinions, but I didn't let that shit ruin me.
No, and if you did, you wouldn't have all the stuff that you have behind you, your grandkids.
I didn't let that shit ruin me. It was some time out of my life, or I learned something.
Hard. It's a hard learn, but damn, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was a hard learn. There's nothing fun about living on a yard. Okay,
No.
nothing fun about it. But you can try and do your best to make it fun. I ran a poker game. I did everything I could to act like I was still living on my life, just the way I always did. I did rebellious shit and got in trouble even in the joint. I didn't care. That's who I was. You know, now I do rebellious shit in a good way to help people, to try and help people. I go against the norm and try and help people. That's all. I look at people's streams like Bancroft and stuff, and I watch somebody get a $2,000 bump on their campaign. How can this be wrong?
Right. Yeah.
How can this be wrong? Why would you go, oh, don't go over and hang out with those guys? They're helping you make money, just like I'm trying to do, man. Just like I'm trying to do. I just don't get it. Everybody should be trying to help each other make fucking money.
Yeah, they should. Like it should. Yeah, it really is. It's really silly. I don't get like the politics, the drama. It's not worth your time, and you're in the business. You're here for business, right? Like that's what you're trying to do is like get these things off the ground. Like then do your business. Don't deal with the drama. Don't deal like should be like you should. Most people I know, a lot of these creators don't have the time to be bullshitting on drama when they should be trying to find distributors, fighting a different merch line, figuring out how they're going to develop a website, where they can sell artwork on other things, how they can advertise all of those things. Like
yes, networking with people that will put you out in front of a new, different audience. Look, you got to get out the same circle too. You have to get out of that same circle. That's why I have so many different podcasters in the madness. And the other thing I wanted to say is no matter what's going on with Pops, what's going on with Pops, if it needs to be public, will be on Pops' personal page. Okay? The madness has never been anybody's soapbox. The madness is for networking and promoting. It's not for coming out and talking about who you think is this and what's that and who can beat who. And nah, that's not what the madness is about. The madness is about networking and promoting. Now, if somebody has an opinion about something Pop's doing, that's what Pop's page over there is for, and you can see what I have to say about it. It's right there in black and white. Somebody brought my Comicsgate thing into the group the other day. Is it true that Pop's joined this fucking racist bigot group, blah, 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 blah? No, it's not true. That's not who they are. That's none of my experience with any of them people.
wow,
They're great people. Everybody that I've talked to, the couple people that I've had to distance myself from were because they did something personally to me.
yeah,
Not because of what they're doing out in the community or their content or their book or anything like that. It's always personal. I will only leave you behind if you do something personally rotten to me. Period.
yeah, which is fair, thing in anyone's situation.
And the madness is just not about people's soapboxes. It never has been. It's not for your politics. It's not for, none of that. Even though I've declared myself now with some kind of a political side of a situation.
But the thing is, though, but the madness. This is what I fail to understand from people is the madness always incorporated all indie books, right? It was never like just this or this group or whatever label people want to make themselves labeled as or differentiating title. Independent comics, which is the whole umbrella, like that was just promotion period. So if you never changed in who you're promoting, how are they surprised that you would have an opinion on some of the people that you're promoting?
Right. Well, I mean, it's like it's always been, like you say, it's been open to everybody. There's never been a, you can't be in the madness unless you've been shitty to me. Sorry about that. Unless you've been rotten to Pops, okay?
Yep.
That's the only way you get left behind. If you come out and badmouth my group, you might get left behind. If you come out and badmouth me, you might get left behind. But if you're cool and you want your book promoted, madness, your spot, bro. Madness, your spot. That's where you want to be. It doesn't matter what your affiliations are. Just be cool and don't diss on somebody else for who they hang out with. Promote your book. Be real. That's why we're there, to promote the product. It's not about, there's so many other comic groups where you can go out and argue all that crap. That's why I made mine different.
Well, I mean, yeah, you can argue politics all day, but you can't argue sales. And like some people might, even if you don't like somebody, you might want to pay attention to what they're doing if they're successful. Like especially if you have a counter message to theirs, you might want to like at least run a campaign that's successful to get your counter message out there.
Nothing but I mean, that's all I do. I go around and I promote everybody. I mean, it doesn't even matter. Sometimes I can't even sit and watch a whole stream. I'll tune into B-Rose and then I'll be like, oh crap, Bancroft's on. I might have to go spread some love over there. Oh crap, 24 Eyes on over there. I got to go spread some love over there. I bounce all over the place and I share your streams. I don't always get to sit and watch them because I got 20 other people I'm trying to promote at the time.
Yeah.
You know, I watch a lot of replays. Somebody said the other day, I don't watch no replay. Hell, I have to go watch replays because I'm too busy bouncing from one stream to the next, making sure everybody gets what I do, which is sharing it out there and getting it seen. Is, you know.
It is, isn't it crazy that you go from watching the shows and there's a certain point where you get so busy that you're like, I can't even watch my own show. I don't even know I don't even know how to improve my own show because I didn't even catch it.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's been times where I've had to have other people do my show for me. I've had the power go out here during CromCon for like 2.5 hours. And the show went on, dude. Phil and Pete, they just picked right up. They just kept right on going. Phil and Will, I mean, they just kept it right on going, man. Last year, my son got married on the weekend of CromCon. So I wasn't here for the whole weekend. Pete and Phil did the whole show the whole weekend. You know, we've had some great people step up and help us out, man, and do things for us with also no monetary, you know, compensation. It's all for the love of what we're trying to do for everybody. And it's more than appreciated, man. You know, there's people that I go in my private chat and I talk to all the time. Man, man, thank you so much for that. You don't know how much that means to us as a community when you help me get seen by more people or you donate to what I'm doing. There you go. There's dude right there. Will and Phil, when the power went out, kept CromCon rolling. You know, Sigil talking to the little guy. So this right here is gonna be the guy. He is the heir apparent to the madness.
Oh yeah, this is the future.
It ain't gonna end with me. This guy's gonna be taking it over and moving it forward. So you know, and yeah, you know, Mike, I definitely want you to get with 24 here, man. You guys put together a Discord for the madness. I like that idea. I like expansion. I just don't have time for it.
No, I know. It gets wild. It gets wild after a while. So many different things, so many different places. And when something's taken off in a certain direction, you tend to focus on the thing that's doing the best. And
right. And like I said, I want to grow on all these platforms. I'd love to have a presence on all of them. I just don't know enough about most of them. And it's like one at a time, you know, it's like you want to build one at a time. I got that Facebook up over $2,000, and I figure from now on, it's going to grow on word of mouth. It's going to grow on its own. You know, I don't really have to promote the madness so much anymore, but I got to promote the YouTube channel. You know, I got to get people coming over there, hit that subscribe button.
But okay, this is one thing that I would suggest to people who have YouTube channels that are content creators that have a couple of projects that are done. Advertise your channel. You have a finished product. You are selling to comic book fans. Pay for some Google ads. Pay for some Instagram ads. Advertise your channel to comic book fans. You can get very specific with the demographics. Like focus on the people that you're trying to sell to, and get more viewers in once you've hit that. I mean,
see, we're all just like everywhere, working everything. If you get Life on Court a bi-monthly, dude, you're gonna be smoking, because ain't nobody else doing a bi-monthly book right now. Nobody.
Yeah, and I would like to see that. That'd be crazy. I want to see the transitions and stuff that, you know, as we start, you know, get away. Like I would like to see it. Some of these things do be able to turn into like a monthly book or something, you know, as the community grows.
What's on your shirt, dude?
Sonic.
Sonic? Who's on my shirt, dude?
Crom.
Who?
Crom.
Crumb. That's a Dale Rube Lee Reese special. Y'all can get that. We're definitely going to be setting up a little bit of merch action. You know, you can already get comic related madness dog tags from Heather at Comics and More Chaos. You can get these shirts from Dale Robb, and this is Lee Reese art, like you see up in the corner of the screen up over there.
I see it.
You know, they have the. I told them they got the exclusive rights to print up these CromCon shirts. Anybody wants one? Get with me. I'll hook you up with them. You can get one. But eventually we'll have some kind of a merch page set up. Maybe that's what we'll do with the Patreon. We'll start figuring out a way to make something happen in that direction too. What kind of merchandise do you think people would like for CromCon? You don't know?
There's a bunch of nice ones.
There is? Yeah, everybody's got cool stuff, huh? Coffee cups and everything, huh?
Oh, and that's that is definitely one of the things.
Superman coffee cup.
Batman and Superman coffee cup. For CromCon?
No, I mean.
Okay, that's what I thought.
And Ninja Turtles versus Batman.
You like that book?
No, the movie.
Oh, you like that movie? Well, the book too. It's pretty much the same thing, right?
Yeah, at the end they showed comic books.
Comic books. Yeah.
If you watch the whole movie.
If you look over there, you probably find every one of those books. Junior, some of them Pops.
The OG.
Yeah, we got all the Batman Turtles.
Mm-hmm.
I forget who even did that. Who did those crossovers? But we got all that stuff. All the kids stuff for them as they grow up. They're just now growing into that reading zone.
Yeah.
So I get to turn them all onto these comic books. Emma and Sophia just read Turkona, what is it?
I think it's Turkona.
Turkona, yeah. They just read the first 3 issues of Turkona, so gonna have to give Frank a little bit of a Munchkin reviews of his book.
There we go. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about there. Get yourself established. Get used to it now, that's for sure. Especially if he's gonna be taking over the helm.
The Mini Avengers comic book.
The Mini Avengers comic book.
Yeah, that was a really cool book.
Yeah. We got some other stuff coming that you're gonna like. We got Animal Eye from Cindy Kep.
My favorite character.
Some of these indie all ages books coming into the house. Yeah. Huh.
My favorite person in that book was Daredevil and Gambit because they were in the book.
Daredevil and Gambit.
Oh, there you
I like Gambit. Daredevil. I like Cajun. What can I tell you? I like Cajun. Something about it. Yeah. Hey man, we're pushing up on 2 hours here.
Yep.
I want to be out here all day. It's been a blast though, man. I definitely want to get you out on more shows with me. I think there's
anytime
content here too. It's like I like it.
Oh yeah. I had a great time.
That one. Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Discord, but no private server. That's everywhere you're at, William? All over the place, huh? That's Creators Outlet. That's another show for you. 24. That's another show that's part of the Madness Network. They're part of the NSC Live TV network. They, more than happy to get anybody out there talk about their books, man. There's no gatekeeping there. What?
Awesome. Well, Pops, 2 hours. I appreciate it. I'm glad that you were able to make time for me today. I'm glad that you were able to host it and kick off this new segment for me that I'm getting going. And
dang it, yeah. Will, I just now saw Will sent me a message. I don't know how long ago saying he'd be willing to come out and talk about it. Dude, I'm sorry. I just now looked up when Junior pointed at the little thing up there and said, "Hey, your Facebook is blinking." I didn't even know. Will, I'm sorry, dude. But we'll definitely do this again real soon. You know, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I don't have.
Anytime, Pops. I love talking with you, and so anytime that you would like a co-host and you need somebody, I'm available. I'd love to jump on with you.
Cool. And William, I don't know what you got going on tonight. Go ahead and drop it in the chat while we're on here. Let people know if you. I don't know if you got a show tonight or not, but let them know. What's up, Ted? Ted popping in. Mars checking out. Ted's popping in. Everybody, see, this isn't all. Now look, I got more viewers right now for this show than I've had in quite a while. I got more people watching live right now than I've had since like ladies' night.
Lady.
When I do Monday Madness ladies' night, dude, the numbers pop.
Yeah, I bet they do.
I just get out the way and let the ladies talk about whatever they want, man. But they always bring the boys to the yard, if you know what I'm saying.
Well, you've heard it here first. Pops has the milkshake that brings the yard.
No, I bring the ladies with the milkshake that
Milkshakes
bring the
to
boys.
the
There you go. Nina, this was kind of a impromptu thing. We just like talked yesterday about coming out and doing this today, but I was thinking about doing a different type of show that might be a little bit more fan friendly for the UK, and one that might be a little more fan friendly for the Australians. It's just finding that those time slots or those time zones that aren't too messed up for me, if you know what I'm saying. But as much as I love doing CromCon and Monday Madness, if I take on more actually scheduled shows, then I'm cutting into the opportunities to do launch parties and countdowns for people. And I really, really love doing launch parties and countdowns for people. So Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, those are kind of the Kickstarter and Indiegogo days, if you know what I'm saying, where people start their campaigns and end their campaigns on. So I kind of don't really want to clutter myself up with a Tuesday, Thursday, or Friday show. But Wednesday's open, like today. Today worked. Today worked. We got people watching. We've had people watching the whole time. A 2:00 show on Wednesday is a good possibility. We should. And what time is it? 2:00. So that's like 8 in the morning in Australia, right? So 8, 9 in the morning in Australia.
Something like.
Yeah, so 2 in the afternoon might be a good rock, man. Let's.
Might work out. Yeah, I feel your pains there, Pops. My co-host on the Earjuice channel is Australian, and so yeah.
It's hard to make sure you're putting something out there that everybody gets to see live. It's hard to do that, but I think we just found a nice little niche time zone because, like I said, we've had double-digit viewing all day. We've been out here for 2 hours. You know, it's been one of my better viewed shows. That could be because you're showing it out to your audience too. But I mean, I'm having a good time here. We got Ted Davis, we got Marv and Nina and Mike and Hoofda and Sigil and Deninja. We, you know, I mean, a bunch of great people watching. So yeah, let's talk about maybe doing a Wednesday show.
Grandpa.
Yes, sir.
I know a YouTuber named Sigils.
You know a YouTuber named Sigil?
No, Sigils.
Sigils? Oh, you know a whole bunch of YouTubers that do kid content, huh?
Yeah, they play games a lot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Don't be watching all my friends' channels, boy.
Right.
But yeah, man, you know, I think we'll try and do that. We'll try and set something up for Wednesdays in the afternoon.
Sounds amazing. Thank you for having me on, Pops.
No, this was your idea. I'm on your show, remember? We're just using my network.
Power of the network.
That's right.
But
See, Sigil said he's not a YouTuber yet.
Like there's someone else named Sigils.
He knows, dude. We know, dude. We got to get you some shades, boy. Come over here. We got to get you some shades. She could be on the show too.
There we go. Now we're looking cool.
But now it's a hat group though. You got to come with a hat too. Don't forget, it's a hat group.
I'll get a hat.
Get
You
a
come to
hat.
the show, you gotta wear a hat. All right, should we say goodbye to everybody? How do we do it? You tell them where they can find you?
You can find me in Pop's living room, chilling.
You got to get used to answering these questions, buddy. They're going to ask you, hey, man, where can we find you? And you're going to say, you can find me in the comic-related madness. You can find me on Comic Talk with Junior. With Junior. I don't know what we're going to call you, huh? You're going to have to come up with a cool stage name, bro. All right? You think about that. And you'll be like running the madness.
Make sure you like and subscribe.
There we go. You're getting it. It's a natural.
Go, dude. Like and subscribe. Y'all listen to the Junior. Listen to him. Good job, buddy. He's going to take this over. You watch. That's it. Now, say goodbye to everybody.
Bye.
Get your old booty on upstairs. I got stuff to say that you probably shouldn't hear. Not really. Just want to say thanks so much. 24. It's been awesome. Thanks to everybody in the chat. Jeez, you guys, man, showing the support. We love you. And yes, I think we will put together some kind of a Wednesday afternoon show. It seems like a good time slot. That we had a whole lot of people watching. So it's that's
new to the schedule.
Yeah.
There we go.
We'll be doing the Toe of Satan.
Toe of Satan. Ooh. I tried to tell people you need to be careful with those hot challenges. We do hot challenges on our channel, and some of those things, they don't wreck you as bad when you're eating them. It's the follow-on aftermath of what it does to your stomach and intestines. I can tell you.
The Carolina Reapers. Nina ate 7 of those fuckers. I mean Nita, not Nina. Nita. Meredith ate 5, and Nita ate 7. During that challenge, and they were like, yeah, for a couple days they were pretty messed up, and they were coming out and talking about it. It's great entertainment. It's a great channel. Look, the original thing was they were going to come out to CromCon and they were going to eat crickets.
Okay.
The flavored crickets, right?
Yeah.
And promote people and whatnot. But then they wanted to get their vanity URL, and they're like, Pops, help us out. We'll do this live on CromCon if you'll get us up to 100 subscribers. Well, you know, Pops, like I said earlier, you give me a challenge. Yeah, and I'm going to, I'm going to work my ass off to get you to that spot, and that's whether it's backing somebody's book, promoting somebody's book, getting funded, whatever. I got to yell funded this morning when Cindy Kep's book went over. We launched her book on this channel, so, I love that shit, man. That's my high right there. Watching everybody succeed in this, knowing that I'm having some small part of it. I'm having a blast doing it. And just knowing that what I'm doing is helping people, man, come on. I've been a dumbass all my life. I'm finally doing something where I'm helping people. I don't need nobody tearing that shit down. All my life, I've been a dumbass. I'm finally doing something where I'm helping people. I don't need nobody tearing that shit down. Serious business. That's from the heart. Leave me alone. I'm fucking helping people.
Let me be.
Yep. Like that.
There you go, Pops. That's amazing. We've done it all. We've been all over the place. We've been up, we're down. It's been 2 hours. You can find me on OUTCASTOWLS. You can find me on the Earjuice channel. We do everything from lore to some hot challenges and all kinds of crazy stuff in between. And thank you again for letting me on here. This was amazing. Great first interview. Great first kickoff to the new segment. So this will be re-airing on the channels I mentioned in a different segment, and it'll be very cool.
Sweet. And as always, everybody check out his channels and integrate them into the madness and what we're doing. You guys go out and watch what he's doing too. It's all great content. That's the whole point of the whole thing. There you go. And yes, Ted, you do it too, bro. You do it too. Ted has a show that He has a couple shows that he does that help promote people, and it's all a great community if we all allow it to be a great community. Bottom fucking line.
There we go.
You know. So, thanks so much for even suggesting that we did this. You know, I mean, I'm glad that I responded. A lot of times people say, "Hey, man, you want to do this?" And it's like, man, I'm just too busy.
Well,
But I'm glad I did this one because you know we're going to grow something out of it. We're going to grow a Wednesday show that'll we'll figure out some kind of different twist to it to make it entertaining as well.
I'm a firm believer that if you try really hard at life, that you can at least eventually fail forward. You know, right place, right time, eventually, right? By odds.
There you go. And I do feel like we made the proper connection right here. Thanks again for reaching out. And I'm looking forward to growing the Discord channel with you and growing an association with you that brings more people to the madness and brings more people to your action. You know?
The madness as a whole, the collective madness.
It is kind of crazy. I never thought it would turn into what it turned into when I made my little like I said, all we did in the beginning was just show off what we got. Look what I got in the store today. Look what I got. Look what I got. You know, I mean, there's videos of me the day I got almost every one of those. There's a video of me showing it off. You know, that was what we did. We didn't have this big networking promotions group. We had a Look What I Got group. But look what it's turned into. You know, I mean, like I said, it's like the whole thing changed my life direction. It gave me something to do where I'm actually helping people and I'm actually having a good time helping people. And I'm just not gonna let people shit on that. We gonna rock forward. You know
That's the way to do it.
So you can find me right here, Comic Talk with Pops Van Zandt. The Pops Van Zandt on Twitch. I don't know why I had to go the Pops Van Zandt, but I did. Somebody over there trying to be me. At Madness Comic on Twitter, like you see right there. And soon to be, well, we are on Discord, Pops Van Zandt 0146 or something like that, but there will be a Madness
hub
presence. There will be a Madness presence coming to Discord in your near future. What can you say? There you go. Y'all check out Raging. Check out Will's Creative Outlet. Check out Ted Davis Artistry. Check out Sigil Comics. Life on Cora. See all these people in the chat? I'm giving them love right now. Marv Studios. Y'all don't know about the Sin Killer? Go check out the Sin Killer. Look, not all these people rock. Nina. Everybody. Oofda. Oofda. Everybody. The Ninja, all you guys, y'all rock. We appreciate you. Thank you for watching. 24, thanks for coming out, bro.
Thank you.
Y'all have a good night. I'm going to play our CromCon trailer on our way out just because it doesn't get seen enough. Check it out.